Deep inside a high-security food production facility, thousands of machines move in perfect rhythm, transforming raw ingredients into one of the most recognizable candy bars on the planet. Every second, this factory turns simple components into a product known worldwide for stopping hunger in its tracks. This is where Snickers is made, not as a treat, but as an industrial masterpiece engineered for flavor, texture, and consistency on a massive scale. At the heart of Snickers' success is balance. Every bar must deliver softness, crunch, sweetness, saltiness, and creaminess in the same bite. Achieving that balance millions of times a day requires strict control over ingredients, temperatures, and timing. The process begins long before caramel drips or chocolate flows, starting with the preparation of the milk chocolate that will eventually seal everything together. The chocolate used for Snickers is specially engineered. It contains precise ratios of cocoa solids, milk powder, sugar, cocoa butter, and emulsifiers. Cocoa beans arrive at the facility and are first cracked open to remove their shells, exposing the cocoa nibs inside. These nibs are roasted in large industrial ovens, a step that develops the deep chocolate flavor while removing excess moisture. Once roasted, the nibs are ground into a thick liquid called cocoa mass. This cocoa mass is blended with sugar and milk powder, forming a heavy paste. That paste passes through refining machines that reduce particle size until the texture becomes smooth enough for chocolate. The refined chocolate then enters massive conching machines, where rotating arms knead and aerate the mixture for hours. During this stage, additional cocoa butter and lecithin are added, giving the chocolate its signature flow and mouthfeel. Before the chocolate can be used, it must be tempered. Tempering carefully heats and cools the chocolate to stabilize cocoa butter crystals. This gives Snickers chocolate its glossy finish, clean snap, and resistance to melting too quickly in your hand. Once tempered, the chocolate is held at a precise temperature, ready for coating later in the process. While chocolate is being prepared, the factory moves on to one of Snickers' most important ingredients, peanuts. Huge sacks of raw, shelled runner peanuts are delivered daily. Each sack can weigh over 2,000 pounds. These peanuts are lifted into large hoppers that feed conveyor systems leading to industrial roasters. To ensure even roasting, the peanuts travel on oscillating conveyors that shift side to side as they move forward. They then enter a massive convection oven stretching over 150 feet long. Inside, the peanuts roast at approximately 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes. This slow, controlled roasting enhances flavor while preserving crunch. Every day, the factory uses the equivalent of more than 20 acres of peanuts to keep up with production demands. After roasting, the peanuts are cooled and transferred to another conveyor, where workers visually inspect and spread them evenly. A fine mist of salt is applied as they pass through a rotating drum, adding a subtle savory kick that balances the sweetness of the bar. At the same time, caramel production is underway in another section of the facility. Caramel starts in enormous stainless steel vats, where corn syrup, sugar, condensed milk, butter, salt, and water are combined. The mixture is heated and stirred until it begins to thicken. From there, it moves into vacuum kettles where it cooks at around 250 degrees Fahrenheit. The vacuum environment prevents burning while allowing precise control over texture. As the caramel approaches completion, vanilla extract is added for depth of flavor, along with emulsifiers that keep the mixture smooth and stable. The caramel is then cooled slightly to achieve the perfect viscosity. Too thin, and it won't hold peanuts properly. Too thick, and it won't spread evenly. The entire caramel process can take up to 45 minutes from start to finish. While caramel and peanuts are prepared, attention shifts to the base of the Snickers bar, nougat. Nougat gives Snickers its soft, chewy center and acts as the foundation for every other layer. Making nougat is one of the most delicate steps in the entire process. The process begins by heating corn syrup, sugar, salt, and water in a large vessel until the mixture reaches about 250 degrees Fahrenheit. Separately, egg whites are whipped until light and airy. The hot syrup is then carefully blended into the egg whites, transforming the mixture into a fluffy, creamy mass. This mixture is cooked further, reaching approximately 270 degrees Fahrenheit to achieve the ideal firmness. Humidity plays a critical role at this stage. Too much moisture in the air can affect the texture of the nougat, requiring adjustments in temperature and mixing speed. The goal is a nougat that is firm enough to hold its shape but soft enough to deliver the signature chew. Once the nougat reaches the correct consistency, it is transferred to a screw mixer where freshly ground peanut butter is added. This step infuses the nougat with a deep, nutty flavor that complements the peanuts above it. The mixture travels along elevated conveyors, allowing it to cool slightly before shaping. At the end of the conveyor, the warm nougat mixture drops into a hopper and feeds into a sheeting machine. Two massive chilled rollers, set at around 24 degrees Fahrenheit, press the nougat into a uniform sheet. As the nougat contacts the cold rollers, a thin skin forms, helping shape and stabilize the layer. A blade scrapes the nougat off the rollers and deposits it onto a moving stainless steel belt. Now it's time to bring caramel and peanuts together. The hot caramel is released from its kettle into a holding vat, then pumped into a screw auger. At the same moment, roasted and salted peanuts fall into the caramel stream. The auger continuously turns, evenly distributing peanuts throughout the sticky caramel. This mixture exits the auger and falls onto a large, chilled, rotating drum. The drum spreads the caramel peanut mixture into a smooth, even layer while cooling it to a workable consistency. This step ensures that every bar receives the same ratio of peanuts to caramel. The caramel peanut sheet is scraped off the cooling drum and deposited directly on top of the nougat layer below. The combined layers pass beneath a pressing roller that bonds them together into a single slab. This slab then enters a refrigerated tunnel where it cools to around 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Cooling stabilizes the layers and prepares the slab for cutting. Once cooled, the slab reaches a slitting machine equipped with multiple rotating blades. These blades slice the slab lengthwise into dozens of long strips. Guillotine-style cutters then slice the strips crosswise, forming individual Snickers bars, each measuring about 4.5 inches long. The bars now move toward the final and most visually iconic stage, chocolate coating. They first pass through a bottom enrober, which coats the underside with a layer of tempered milk chocolate. Immediately after, they enter a top enrober that floods each bar with chocolate from above, fully encasing the nougat, caramel, and peanuts. As excess chocolate drips away, the bars travel across vibrating grates that smooth the coating and remove air bubbles. While the chocolate is still soft, the bars pass under a decorative roller that creates the familiar wavy pattern on top. This subtle detail is one of Snickers' most recognizable visual features. The coated bars then move through a long cooling tunnel where the chocolate hardens completely. By the time they exit, the bars are firm, glossy, and ready for packaging. In the final stage, each Snickers bar is wrapped in its iconic packaging. High-speed machines seal up to 1,000 bars per minute, locking in freshness. From there, the bars are boxed, palletized, and shipped across the country and around the world. What starts as raw cocoa beans, peanuts, sugar, and milk ends as a perfectly engineered candy bar, built for consistency at massive scale. Every Snickers that reaches a store shelf has passed through dozens of machines, hundreds of quality checks, and an exacting process refined over decades. And with every bite, that balance of flavors proves why Snickers has remained a global favorite for generations.